February 8, 1987, Seattle. 34,000 people are watching. The West is down to no time left on the clock. And Rolando Blackman is standing at the free throw line, completely alone. He needs both. Miss one, the East wins. Miss both, the East wins. There's no margin for error. This is an exhibition game, an all-star game. Nobody's season is on the line. Nobody's contract depends on it. Blackman could break both of these, fly back to Dallas, and life goes on. But that is not how they did things back then. First one goes down, and then confidence. In an exhibition game, in front of 34,000 people, because it mattered to him. What happened to us? To understand what we lost, you have to understand what the All-Star Game used to be. The 1987 All-Star Game in Seattle featured 16 Hall of Famers. 16. That is still the most in any All-Star Game ever played. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Hakeem Olajuwon, Dominique Wilkins, Charles Barkley, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Moses Malone, James Worthy, and Julius Erving. This was Dr. J's final All-Star Game, his last ride on this stage. The man who taught an entire generation how to fly was taking his final bow, and everyone in the building knew it. Before the game, CBS caught players talking about what the All-Star Game meant to them. Listen to how they described it. Magic Johnson. It is like a fantasy, you know. You're living a dream. It is almost like Christmas time for a little kid. Rolando Blackman. It is a great chill that goes through you. You get goosebumps all over and try to calm it down because you got a game to play. Charles Barkley making his first All-Star appearance. I've been just thinking, oh, this is unbelievable. 24 great players here and I'm one of them. I'm so excited. Michael Jordan. This year's going to be very special because it's Dr. J's last All-Star Game. Christmas morning for a little kid. Goosebumps. Unbelievable. Special. These weren't rookies. Magic had 3 rings by then. Bird had 3 MVPs. Jordan was already Jordan. And they still talk about the All-Star Game like it was sacred. And they play like it too. The West jumped out early, but Larry Bird took over in the third quarter, scoring 14 of his 18 points to give the East the lead. Dr. J, in his final appearance, poured 22 points on 9 of 13 shooting. Moses Malone grabbed 18 rebounds. These weren't guys stat-padding in garbage time, they were competing. With 5 minutes left, the East was up 12. Game over, right? Pack it up, fly home, see you next year. Not in 1987. The West went on a run. Tom Chambers, the hometown supersonic who wasn't even supposed to be there. He only made the team because Ralph Sampson was injured, started cooking. Magic was dishing. The crowd in the Kingdom was going crazy. With seconds left, Kevin McHale missed a fadeaway. Moses Malone was right there for the tip-in to seal it for the East. Game over. West ball. Final seconds. Pat Riley drew up the play. Rolando Blackman gets the ball on the left side. He is not the first option. He's not even the second option. But he sees a lane and he takes it. Drives baseline. Runs into 4 East defenders. At least one of them, Isaiah Thomas, fouls him as time expires. And here's the thing about that moment. Everyone else has to clear the floor. It is just Blackman and the basket. Down to, needs both, 0 margin. Magic Johnson physically bumped Isaiah Thomas away from Blackman at the free throw line. His own friend, his own backcourt partner on countless All-Star teams. Magic moved him out of there because he wanted his guy to have space to concentrate in an exhibition game. First one, money. Second one, money. Confidence. Confidence, baby. Confidence. Overtime, the West outscored the East 14-9. Tom Chambers won the MVP with 34 points. The final score was 154-149. Still one of the highest scoring All-Star games ever, but it wasn't empty calories. It was 303 points of guys who actually trying to win. That was the culture. That was what All-Star Weekend meant. 14 years later, February 11th, 2001, Washington, D.C., the 50th NBA All-Star Game. The league wanted something special. They got something legendary. But first, they got a beat down. The Western Conference roster was ridiculous. Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Chris Webber, Jason Kidd, Vlade Divac. The East had stars too. Iverson, Vince Carter, Ray Allen, Tracy McGrady making his first All-Star appearance, but the West was just bigger, stronger, more dominant. And for 3 quarters, they proved it. The West led 30-17 after 61-50 at the halftime. By the time the fourth quarter started, the East was down 89-70, 19 points, and the West pushed it to 21. The biggest deficit in All-Star game history going into crunch time. Now here's where a modern All-Star game ends. Down 21 with 9 minutes left in the meaningless exhibition, everyone starts coasting. Get your shots up. Wave to the crowd, start thinking about the flight home. Allen Iverson had a different idea. You have to understand, this was Iverson's town. He played his college ball at Georgetown, Washington, D.C. was his second home, and the story goes, and this has been told many times, that Iverson had been partying for 72 hours straight leading up to the game, hadn't slept, just running around D.C., reconnecting with the people from his Georgetown days. 72 hours, no sleep, and he was about to put on one of the greatest fourth quarters in All-Star history. The East bench huddled up going into the fourth, down 19, getting embarrassed on national TV, and according to Iverson, they all looked at each other and said, "Why not us? Why not us? In an exhibition game, in a game that doesn't count for anything, why not us?" Iverson scored 15 of his 25 points in the fourth quarter. He was slicing through Duncan, going around Garnett, finishing over everybody. The West had the size advantage, and it didn't matter because Allen Iverson simply refused to lose. Stephon Marbury started hitting bombs. The East outscored the West 41-21 in the fourth quarter, 41-21. The lead went from 21 to gone. And then came the final minute. This is the part people forget, or maybe they don't forget. Maybe it is burned into their memory. Kobe Bryant hit a clutch jumper, Marbury answered with a 3 to tie it, Kobe came back, rose up over 7'2", Dikembe Mutombo, and drilled another one, West up 2. No timeout called, just basketball. Marbury brought it up, pulled up from deep, and buried the 3 with 28 seconds left. East up 1, 111-110. The West had one more chance. Tim Duncan, the best power forward in basketball, got the ball with a chance to win it. He missed. East wins 111-110. First 1-point All-Star game since 1977. Largest comeback in All-Star game history. Allen Iverson is your MVP. And after the game, Iverson says something that should be played on a loop every All-Star weekend for the rest of the time. It is about the size of your heart. So what happened? How did we go from black men screaming confidence at the free throw line to whatever this is? How did we go from a 21-point comeback in the fourth quarter to Draymond Green saying on live television, "This sucks, it ain't basketball"? How did we go from Iverson talking about the size of your heart to Jamal Murray saying, "I really lost interest in All-Star just watching whatever they're doing out there. I'd rather go on vacation if that is the basketball we are going to be playing"? The easy answer is money. Contracts got bigger, the risk-reward calculation changed. Why would you risk a $100 million body in a game that doesn't count? And look, that is a part of it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I don't understand logic. Rolando Blackman was making good money in 1987, but he wasn't making Anthony Edwards money. The stakes of injury are different when the numbers have that many zeros. But here's the thing that bothers me. Magic Johnson had a max contract. Larry Bird had a max contract. Michael Jordan had a max contract. With all the sponsors and partnerships, they all had bodies to protect, careers to preserve, championships to chase, and they still competed in the All-Star game like it meant something, because to them, it did mean something. The real change isn't financial, it is cultural. Somewhere along the way, the All-Star game stopped being an honor and started being an obligation. It stopped being a stage to prove yourself and started being a vacation with a basketball game attached. In 2018, the league killed East versus West and introduced the captain draft format. LeBron picks his guys, whoever's the other captain picks theirs. On paper, it was supposed to be create better matchups. In reality, it destroyed the last bit of competitive structure the game had. Now you're playing with your friends against other friends. Where's the rivalry? Where's the pride? East versus West meant something. You were representing your conference. The guys you battled against all year were now your teammates. There was genuine regional pride on the line. The captain draft turned it into a pickup game with really famous people. The ratings tell the story. In 2011, the All-Star game drew 9.1 million viewers. By 2023, that number had dropped to 4.6 million, the lowest ever recorded. 2025 came in at 4.7, second lowest. The fans know they can see it. When Victor Wembanyama and Chris Paul are openly speed running through the skills challenge, not even pretending to try, the fans notice. When the final score is 211-186 and nobody played a single second of defense, the fans notice, and they're tuning out. The league keeps trying to fix it. They brought back the ELM ending a target score in the fourth quarter. It worked for about a year. Then the players stopped caring about that too. They tried a 4-team tournament format that flopped so hard. They're already changing it again for 2026. Now they're talking about USA versus World. Maybe that'll spark some international pride. Maybe it won't. But the fundamental problem isn't the format. The problem is that these players don't want to compete. Rolando Blackman wasn't the biggest star on the floor in 1987. He wasn't Magic or Bird or MJ. He was a 4-time All-Star who never made it by a fan vote. Always the coach's pick. The steady, reliable, underrated guy. But when the moment came, he wanted the ball, he wanted the pressure, he wanted to be the guy standing alone at the line with everything on his shoulders. Because that is what All-Stars did. Allen Iverson didn't have to lead a 21-point comeback. Nobody would have blamed him for letting the West Coast to an easy win. He'd already been partying for 3 days. He could have mailed it in. Instead, he put the East on his back and asked, why not us? Because that is what All-Stars did. Today, we have players openly admitting they don't care. We have the best athletes on the planet jogging up and down the court like they're at a charity celebrity game. We have 200-point affairs where the only highlights are which ridiculous shot someone hit because nobody bothered to contest it. And maybe that is fine. Maybe All-Star games are supposed to evolve. Maybe we are the old heads who need to let go of the past and accept that this is just how it is now. But I don't think so. I think somewhere out there, there's a young player who remembers what it felt like to dream about being an All-Star, who remembers watching the greats go at each other and thinking, one day, that is going to be me. And I think that kid deserves better than what we're giving him now. That is the All-Star game used to be mean. Belief in yourself, pride in your conference, respect for the moment. The question is, will we ever get it back?